Hey Levi, this is our class meeting or our Google Meet for Monday, October 17th. So go ahead, you can pause the video and grab your class notebook. We're going to be writing in that and turn to the next blank page. And then when we're finished, you're going to take a picture of your work and put it on Seesaw. Okay, so you can pause this video and grab your class notebook and something to write with. Okay, once you have your notebook, on your page, you're going to draw a line down the middle and then a big line. My page looks like your notebook laying sideways, but that's okay. As long as you have 4 squares. And the good thing about you watching this video is that you can pause it if you need to get your paper ready or get some help. But just a line down the middle, up and down a vertical line, and then a line going across horizontal to make 4 squares. And then we're going to come back to this in just a minute. Anytime you get behind, just pause the video and do what you need to do, and then you can start it again. Okay, so it's Monday, October 17th. I'm recording this because I'm out of the office today, and we didn't get to meet much last week, so I wanted to go over just a few things so we wouldn't be super behind when we meet together tomorrow. So you're still in Unit 3, and we're talking about science cycles. And this week, you're going to do 2 different stories, and I'm going to show those to you. You're going to do a story called From Seed to Flower, and it's going to be about the life cycle of sunflower seeds or a sunflower plant. And then you're also going to do, I think it's Wednesday maybe, you're going to do another story about, and it's called Insects Grow and Change. And this is going to be a different kind of life cycle. Instead of being about plants, it will be about insects. So, what we're going to do, we're not going to take the time to read all the way through it. I'm going to let you do that on your own. But I do want to go through both these stories. I have them pulled up because I want to talk about the vocabulary for this week. But first, before we talk about the vocabulary words, let me see if I can maybe move this over here. That might be better. Your genre this week is very similar to informational text since our unit is on science cycles. The very word science lets you know that these are going to be stories that have real facts and information in them. They're not going to be made up. So last week was informational text. That was the genre our stories were in. This week it's very similar. It's another kind of informational text called explanatory text or explanatory writing. And when you say the word explanatory, it kind of sounds like the word explain, right? And that's exactly what it does. Explanatory writing explains things to the readers. And down here, it gives us some information about explanatory text. It gives information, it explains something to readers, it might be organized by topics, it might use photographs or other illustrations to help readers understand the topic. Our topic is life cycles, and you're going to, of course, we already know we're going to see lots of photographs and then other kinds of text features that tell us more about the topic of life cycles. So our genre this week is explanatory text, and it's a kind of informational text. It's nonfiction, it's real information that you could Google it, you could go ask an expert, and you could check it out. Okay, so that's our genre this week. So let's take a look at the first story you're going to do. I think it's today and tomorrow. From Seed to Flower. And you see that beautiful field of sunflowers, and right here on the 3rd or 4th page, you see all 3 of the vocabulary words that we're going to focus on from the first story. We've got plant, plenty, and soil. So I want to play those videos for you.
Plant. To put a seed, flower, or plant in the ground to grow. We needed to plant the tree before winter.
Okay,
Plant.
so you've probably heard that one before. That one's not really hard. And plenty.
Plenty. A large amount. We have plenty of plates for the party. Plenty.
Another word that you've probably heard before. Okay, so we had plant, we had plenty, and now we have soil. Probably know that one, but not. And just in case, let's go over that one.
Soil, the top layer of earth in which plants grow. We spread the soil evenly over the new garden. Soil.
Okay, so those are the three words that we're going to focus on from our first story: plant, plenty, and soil. And those will be in an assignment in ConnectEd, so you can watch those there also. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to look at this story: insects grow and change. And we have two vocabulary words in this story. There, you're going to see several words highlighted, but we're not going to do all of them. We're just going to do a few. The first one you see is the word change. Heard that one before.
Change. To become different. We need to change our shoes after soccer practice. Change.
And of course, you probably already know some things about a lot of insects, how they change as they go through their life cycle. And so that's a good word to be thinking about in this story. And then I think the last one is shed, and it's right here.
Shed. To lose or get rid of leaves, skin, or fur naturally. A snake can shed its skin. Shed.
On this page, it says a larva grows and grows. It sheds its skin many times. So it's talking about a beetle and how it sheds its skin as it goes through its life cycle. Okay, so that's all of your vocabulary words. You'll get a chance to listen to those in ConnectEd, so make sure you do that. Make sure you listen for those as you listen to your stories this week. But you're going to start with From Seed to Flower. That will be the story that you start with today. So you're going to listen to that in ConnectEd and go over your vocabulary videos. Your decodable story is A Spark in the Dark. And we're going to talk about the spellings you'll see in that story in when we get to our spelling part. Okay, so that's everything in reading today. Listen to your story, listen to your vocabulary videos, and then, of course, after you do some spelling practice, start working on that decodable story, A Spark in the Dark. Okay, so let's jump over to your class notebook you should have out. You should already have your 4 squares in there. And this square right here, I want us to draw a quick, super easy life cycle of a sunflower. And they've given us an example right here on the last page. We see seeds, those grow into little sprouts or tiny little plants, and then eventually that grows into a flower. And we're going to do a super simple version of that. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to draw some seeds, just some little bitty dots on in one of your squares. Remember, you can pause the video if you need to catch up, and then draw some dirt and a little bitty plant coming out of the dirt. And then draw a flower. And that shows the life cycle of just about any flower. And then we're just going to make some arrows to kind of show. We're going to start with seeds, then that grows into a sprout, and then the sprout grows into the sunflower. And then when that sunflower gets dried, that we get seeds from it and plant those again. And I don't know about you, but I like eating those seeds. Sunflower seeds are pretty yummy. So you can just draw some small arrows to show that cycle or that circle, how that the life of that plant circles around or cycles around. Okay? All right. So in reading, it's all about life cycles. So you're going to learn about a plant life cycle in your first story and an insect life cycles in your second story. Okay? Okay, so now let's talk about the spellings that you're going to do this week in and for your spelling words. You've got 3 spellings. We're going to talk about the OR spelling, which is the stork card, and the AR spelling, which is the armadillo card. And then we're going to look at the W card. You learned the sound of W in kindergarten, and we know that the letter W makes that sound, but we're also going to practice the fact that WH can also say w. Just like W by itself, we can put WH together and make that sound. All right. And we see all of those spellings in these 5 words. So make sure on your own today, you click on each one of these cards and listen to that. Listen to the sound spelling story. Listen for the words that start with the letter. Listen for the things that start with W, like washing, washer. Listen for the words that have or, like stork, and listen for words on the AR card that have R, like armadillo. Okay, armadillo. So we've got our stork card, and that's OR, our armadillo card, and that's AR, and then our W card for W and WH, our w sounds. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to use, I think we'll probably use a couple of these boxes. So let's use one box and put OR on one side and AR on the other. So we didn't talk about this. Is probably a pretty new sound. I don't think we've talked about this at all. I know you pretty sure we didn't talk about it in kindergarten, but these are called R controlled vowels. So we've got bossy R. Bossy R likes to make the vowels change their sound. So when you see a vowel with an R after it, it's going to probably make a little bit different sound. Or not so much, but R, really, R is being so bossy, it's just making the sound itself. It's not even hardly letting A say a word. Okay, so we're going to put OR and AR in that box. So for OR, we've got our stork card. All right, so the sound of OR, or, or. AR, we've got our armadillo card, the sound of AR, R, R, R. And now in this box, let's write the words that have, we have 3 words that have these spellings. We only have one AR word, and we have 2 OR, or actually ORE. There's 2 ways to spell or. And it can be OR by itself or ORE. So not only is OR a spelling for a sound, it's even a word by itself. Okay, so the word that we have, now let me move this back over here so I can use my text. There we go. Let me make that bigger. The word that has the OR spelling by itself, OR by itself, is sport. My favorite sport is football. So under OR, I want you to write sport. 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 Make sure you say the letters and then say the word. The second word we have that has OR is tore. I accidentally tore my jeans. Tore. And this has ORE. This has that long O consonant, silent E, or bossy E, or magic E. Okay? Tore. So under your OR column, you have sport and tore. And then we have one word with AR, and that is start. Start. The word start. It's time to start the car. Start. Okay, we have sport, tore. Those are our OR words. And then start with AR. And then the third spelling, let's go to another box for this one, because it's getting kind of crowded, is W. So go down to the third box and write your W. And we have 2 W words to put in this box. We have well, 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 which can mean a couple of things. Somebody might say, well, I think I did a good job. Or you might have heard of a well where people put a bucket down in it to get water out. Or, are you feeling well? It's going to have several meanings. W-E-L-L, well. And then, so that's that w sound with just W. But then we have a word that has the w sound spelled with W-H. And that's the word which. Which. Which one do you choose? Which one? W-H-I-C-H. Okay, so remember, you can pause the video anytime you need to. You're going to have the life cycle of your sunflower up here, and your O-R and A-R spelling words in one box, and then your W spelling words in another box. And that's all of your spelling words for this week. 3 sound spellings we're focusing on. O-R, or, that's our stork card. A-R, R, that's our armadillo card. And then W is our washing washer. Okay? And then in the last box, let me jump back to Canvas so you can see that we're going to do just a quick thing with math, because last week you worked on doubles, and this week we're going to work on doubles plus 1. Doubles plus 1. And remember, all of these strategies are just to help us to be able to do math quickly in our head and to be able to figure out problems in our head. These are mental math strategies. So you have a video to watch, and then you're going to do pages 67 and 68 in your book. And we're still in topic 2, and I need to put... I'll put a link there so you can do that math lesson, because I keep seeming to forget that you don't have that book. So I'll put a link down there so you can click on it and do your math lesson. Okay, so let's just really quick in our last square do a doubles plus 1. Let's start with the doubles fact. Remember, doubles means the 2 addends are the same, right? So let's say 2 plus 2. What is 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2 is 4. So write 2 plus 2 equals 4. That is a doubles addition fact. 2 plus 2. Now a doubles plus 1 just means that we have 2 doubles, like 2 plus 2, and we add 1 more. Or one of the addends has 1 more. So if we say, okay, instead of 2 and 2, we'll add 1 to this one right here. So I'm going to erase that. And what is 2 plus 1 more? 3, right? So 2 plus 3. So we just took one of the addends, we added 1 more, and that's 3. So if you can solve 2 plus 2 is 4, then 2 plus 3 is, if 3 is 1 more than 2, then what's 1 more than 4? 1 more than 4 is 5. So I want you to write that in that last box. Write 2 plus 2 is 4. That's a doubles fact. And so a doubles plus 1 would be 2 plus 3 is 5. And you're going to write those 2 equations in your last square or box. So if we know doubles facts and we're super fluent, which means we know them really quickly, don't have to think about them, then we can use what we know about doubles to solve other addition and subtraction problems that are close to that. So if you know 2 plus 2 is 4, then 2 plus 3 is just 1 more, so that must be 5. All right, and that is pretty much what you're going to be working on this week in class and in Canvas and in Seesaw. So when you're finished, take a picture of your work, and when you go to your Canvas page today, at the top, this video, where you clicked on the video, right beside it, there'll be a Seesaw button. You click on that and just upload your work that you did on the screen, right here on the screen, the 4 boxes that we did and filled in. Take a picture of it, upload it on Seesaw, okay? And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.